Hey everyone, it's Jeff from New York again, and we are continuing our walk along the rim trail on the southern rim of the Grand Canyon. We're about 5 hours outside of Las Vegas, and this is part 3 of our 4-part series of our Grand Canyon trip. If you missed parts 1 and 2, well, you can continue to watch this one and go back to the others later. There's no reason to go in order here. Again, we're on the south rim of the Grand Canyon on a trail called Rim Trail in a small village called Grand Canyon Village. In 1901, the first steam-powered train, a spur line from the Santa Fe Railway, chugged its way from Williams, Arizona, north to the south rim of the Grand Canyon, and that began the growth of this village here. The Rim Trail is pretty easy to walk. There are some hilly areas, but there's also mostly flat areas, and it's pretty accessible to just about anyone. You have to note that some of these buildings and restrooms are not accessible, but there's many places to see that are accessible, so keep that in mind if you're up here. There are also much more longer and challenging trails with hills and cliffs, but also keep in mind that the air is very thin up here and it does take its toll on your body, so keep that in mind if you're planning on doing a long hike. You can tell the guy in the orange jumper takes on the more challenging trails. Should he slip or fall, that suit is very easy to spot. This is Mitzi, the Rubber Ducky Showgirl, who shows up on all my Vegas videos. As most of you know, there are hidden mascots, or some of you call them Easter eggs, in my videos. Mitzi shows up in all the Vegas ones. Sometimes she's easy to spot, other times she's quite elusive, so keep your eyes open while watching the video. If you spot her, note the time in the comments below, and if you're the first one, you'll get a shout-out on an upcoming video. The Bucky O'Neill cabin is significant for its first occupant and for being the oldest continuously standing structure in the South Rim. The cabin today is part of the Bright Angel Lodge, which is in part 1 of this video series, and it's functioning as a 2-bedroom suite for guests and is not open to the general public. And that is the Grand Canyon line spur of the Santa Fe Railway, which pretty much made this place what it is today. Those tracks have been in that spot for well over 100 years. Photo opportunity! By the way, if you're lucky enough to ride the Grand Canyon spur, the views are incredible. And no, that's not the train station. I believe that's going to be covered in the next video. This is actually just a pickup and drop off for tour buses. We are approaching the Kachina and Thunderbird lodges. They sit directly on the rim of the Grand Canyon, and they're for guests seeking a more contemporary lodging option. The guest rooms have a comfortable modern ambiance and are all similar in size and amenities. The lodge rooms are designated canyon side and street side relating to the view. Both lodges are walking distance to restaurants, gift shops, Kolb Studio, Vanderkamp's Visitor Center, and Bright Angel Trail, all which are covered on this video series. And now we're getting back on the Rim Trail. The Rim Trail is a mile and a half long, and again, if you have accessibility issues, well, this is probably the trail for you. It offers wonderful views with very little challenges. As I mentioned in part 1 of this video series, it's in the mid-30s here at the Grand Canyon today. It's early November. There's a huge temperature drop between the Grand Canyon and Las Vegas. When I left Las Vegas this morning, it was 75 degrees. Also note that I'm not adjusting the background audio on this video. It is just very quiet and peaceful up here. And I have to tell you, all day long I was dying to shout at the top of my lungs to see if my voice would come back to me. You know, the old, hello, hello, hello. But I restrained myself and didn't satisfy my curiosity at the expense of everyone's enjoyment. Although I wondered if I did it, everyone else would probably start doing it too. And now we're approaching the El Tovar, which opened in 1905. The El Tovar is one of America's great historic hotels and is famous for luxury accommodations, fine dining, shopping, and spectacular views from just about every window. If you're staying at the Grand Canyon and you're looking for a luxury place to hang out, this is the Big Daddy Disco hotel of the entire park. And when I say luxury accommodations, just keep in mind that we're in the middle of the Grand Canyon, which is in the middle of nowhere. That being said, the place is really nice. It has a Santa Fe kind of atmosphere, and considering its age, it's in really great shape. And let me tell you something, that fireplace in the lobby was a welcome sight to see. The El Tovar has two gift shops right across from each other, and I guess that's just because of the design of the building. Both shops have similar merchandise. I know it's just a prop, but I'm really digging that piece of luggage on the right-hand side. How about these fantastic green glass cactuses? You don't see too many cactus here in the Grand Canyon, but we are in Arizona. This end of the shop seems to specialize in more locally crafted items. And it just wouldn't be the Southwest without silver and turquoise jewelry for guys and gals. And here is the registration area. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. When you do, you're automatically enrolled in the next $50 gift card giveaway here on the New York channel. If you plan on visiting Vegas in the near future, check out the link below in the description. 50 things to do and tips while visiting Las Vegas. The El Tovar has a nice dining room and bar with fantastic views of the Grand Canyon right outside. And I guess this way to some of the rooms. Don't forget to check out parts 1 and 2 of this Grand Canyon series and stay tuned for part 4, the final part, before we go back to the city of Las Vegas. And a stairway to the mezzanine which says hotel guests only, so I won't be going up there. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, ask some questions, and most importantly, subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. You can visit all of my New York videos by clicking on the top right, or check out my videos on other favorite places to visit by clicking on the bottom right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the city.